Power on. Select your players.
Pierre, Sarah, Glenn.
Select your topic.
Games.
Select your format.
Entertaining podcast.
They're called the Button Boys. So make some fucking noise. 'Cause they're gonna talk about video gaming and stuff.
Button Boys.
Hello and welcome to Button Boys. I'm Glenn Moore and this is our first episode where, Sarah, it's just me and you. So Pierre, if you want to make your way out. Sorry to...
We do a surprise eviction.
Yeah, sorry to make you find out like this.
And then we refuse to speak till you leave.
Yeah.
We point at the door.
Yeah. Can I ask, rather than having to clamber out past this desk, if I could just put my own t-shirt over my head, remain completely still and silent, as if I'm not here.
You can wear a dunce's cap as well. Yeah.
Sure, whatever it is. Yeah, just as long as I don't have to move.
I don't know, man. I think your belly and chest would be distracting for the viewers.
Positively, let's not...
yeah,
that's what we mean.
Yeah, positively.
Look, this is...
It'd get them commenting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Engagement.
Loads of comments saying,
Free Pierre's one nipple. You've only got one, haven't you?
One in the middle, yeah.
Yeah. And it's in a little cage.
Yeah.
Free that guy.
The horrible cyclops you've got going on
He's
there.
a monster.
Welcome to this video games podcast.
Yeah.
Where, as always, the question is, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a whole bunch.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, 'cause
whole bunch.
you're and I believe the official term is little Game Pass bitch now, aren't you?
I'm a little Game Pass bitch now, but to be fair, for various reasons. So okay, number one, I finally decided to actually load up the Fertile Crescent, that game I talked about. And oh man, the graphics and the music and the sound are so like Stardew Valley, but the gameplay's like Age of Empires.
Oh.
It's such a nice combo, and it's all set in ancient Mesopotamia, Assyrians, Babylonians, and so on.
When was this made? Is it recent?
A year or two ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And for some reason in the loading credits, it credits Screen Queensland, like the kind of Australian government for some reason.
Oh.
Very unclear.
What time period is it in?
So ancient Mesopotamia, like ancient Egypt, ancient Babylon.
So this is really right up your alley.
Yeah. And it's like you're in the Fertile Crescent and you have to gather food and build a granary. And so the Fertile Crescent is where agriculture was invented, basically, the Iraq and into Egypt.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So,
I'm really glad you asked that, because I was just like, I guess that's something they've made up.
Yeah.
You know when you see a pyramid from 3,000 or 4,000 years ago, and they go, oh, and this is a big inscription where the ancient Egyptians beat in a war, and it's like the Hittites or the Babylonians.
We know that, don't we? We know that.
The Old Testament.
I'm always reading the pyramids.
No, but okay. You've all heard of the Old Testament.
You walking on me, I'll be reading the pyramid. My friend.
Okay. You've all heard of Moses.
Yes.
I'm just
Caicedo,
finishing the latest pyramid.
Okay, but you've heard of Moses.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I know.
And you heard about Moses leaving Egypt.
We heard the gossip.
He had to leave. Yeah,
so
he had to.
he left into the other bit of the Middle East.
Everybody was talking about that.
In that part of the world, they were other people there, and they were called things like the Hittites or the Babylonians. Yeah, that's where it's set.
Okay.
It's great. It's really scratch the itch in the middle of my brain that wanted more Age of Empires. It's a slightly limited game, but it's like £8, £9 on Steam.
Ooh.
Is it more agriculture focused than it is, say, military focused?
No,
I'm
like
going to
Age of
stop
Empires.
us for 1 second, because Glenn, you have condensation on your glasses.
Yeah. Can I explain? Can I explain the situation of what's happened?
Glenn is the warmest boy for reasons.
If I could explain myself.
Are we just going to leave it? Are we leaving this in?
We have to, because people are watching on YouTube and they're watching it fog up.
It does feel like you could wipe it away.
I'm a horny guy in a cartoon.
every time I kept saying Babylonians, I could see there was just your excitement.
So
That's me doing
last
you a
night,
favour.
we are recording this in the morning in London. Last night, I was in Edinburgh on tour, and I had to race off stage to get the Caledonian Sleeper Train. And I went straight from the Caledonian Sleeper Train into Absolute Radio for the breakfast show.
At what time?
The show is at 6 a.m.
Yep. There you go.
And then I came on the tube straight here, and I felt so train grubby that I said to Pierre, do you mind if I just wash my head? So I don't need a full shower, because my room had a sink and stuff like that. I don't need a full shower. I need to just put my head under some rushing water, and I don't want to do it in the under the tap in your kitchen. And so I had some shampoo, and I literally just put my head.
I missed this whole thing.
I stood outside your shower and just put my head in. But but it's still
Fully
I've
clothed?
got fully clothed,
Right, so
and
you
I've still got.
You absorbed all that heat.
Yeah, I washed my hair, so I was in. I was dressed like this in a cardigan, but with shampoo.
I don't know why I didn't for a second ask you why you were wet.
Yeah, you just assume I've just got
It's
a
just like,
constant
yeah,
sheen
he's
of
a wet
moisture.
guy.
You've seen how sweaty I get on stage.
But the
It's like Lee
condensation has
Evans.
dissipated since you told this story.
Yeah, because
so-
I've gotten it out of my system.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm still shower warm.
It's so funny that you were leaning into the shower like
Like the way Donald Trump stands.
Yeah.
You know?
but also like someone investigating the noise of water who doesn't know what it is.
Going just too far in.
What's that down there? And the water hits you from above.
Yeah.
Yeah, so your head's still glowing with shower warmth. And
Yeah.
it's not dissipating because of your lovely cardigan.
Exactly.
So it's
We've
got
got the
nowhere
aircon on, but it's just
It's got nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
You're like a hot light bulb.
Well, I think that is good for me and the viewers to know.
Yeah.
No, because it was
Because
just in one eye.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
just
yeah.
one eye was condensation-y.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not military. It is military focused.
It's the same as Age of Empires. Where it's like
Yeah.
you have a town center, you have villages. It's made some adjustments to that format of Age of Empires, which I think make it a better game. So for people who've ever played Age of Empires or Age of Empires 2, sometimes I would play a competitive game with Kieran Hodgson. Shout out to Kieran Hodgson. The whole thing is you're supposed to be constantly creating villages. Like just forever. And it's so annoying. Like the best players have got the hotkeys. So like they'll do something over here with some archers and then they're just constantly clicking back to town center, build villager. Just like constant. In this version, in Fertile Crescent, the town center is just constantly kind of burping out villages. You don't need to tell it to do that.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice. You don't have to worry about
lovely.
them.
Such a relief.
It's
You don't have
it's,
to ask them to have sex with each other.
Exactly.
They just
Yes,
do it.
it's the
They'll
automaton
just do
system.
it. It's the automaton system, although it does mean that as your population goes up and you're having to build accommodation and get more food, it does feel a bit like you're downstream of like an assembly line of like tin cans that you're having to like close.
But that's more realistic, surely.
Yes, it is. Yeah, exactly.
Do you like automating systems in games like that? Do you like that as a system?
I think it's good to automate it in a game when the unautomated version has no fun game quality to it at all.
It would be good if sort of at a point you could introduce the concept of contraception.
Yeah, and say,
Yes,
stop
that's like
this
a
now.
policy. You had a serious policy, like in
no,
Frostbite.
just an option.
Just, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to dictate it.
Yeah.
You can pause the villages being created if you really have to, but you
right.
can't ever fully. Then they're just waiting forever. It's sort of
It's about
43%.
conversations where it's like, can you wear protection, please? And they're like, I've been paused. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry.
I think you should automate those
Got a
processes.
frozen dick.
Awful concept.
You should automate them when there's no quality of life in terms of like fun gameplay. So like in the Age of Empires, it's not like every time you had to go back to the town center to build another villager because you kept forgetting. It wasn't you were going, yippee!
Yeah.
Another chance to click my mouse. It was like, who cares?
Did you ever play Factorio?
I have played it, yes.
Factorio
yes.
is good fun.
Similar,
Where
yeah.
you're like this one guy on like a random planet, and you start off by just mining resources so you can survive. And then eventually what you do is you just start creating diggers and conveyor belts that then sort of deposit all those resources into various
Yes,
chests, and then they go.
yeah.
And eventually, what's really nice is when you've been playing that game for a few hours, you zoom out and you look at the intricate systems you've made, and you go, I cannot fathom that's what I've ended up doing.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
feels
yeah.
really satisfying to see yourself do that.
Yeah, well, it's that same kind of top-down isometric looking thing, but it's not even isometric, to be fair. Like I say, it's a pixely Stardew Valley type graphics.
Nice.
And it's really bright and colorful and satisfying and, just really great, especially given that it's under £10.
So,
It's not as expensive as Age of Empires 2.
How much gameplay can it just go on and on and on?
You can just skirmish with the computer as much as you want. It's not, the campaign is not huge. It's not massive internally, the game.
Do you wish you were playing it right now?
A little bit,
Yeah.
always,
that's
yeah.
a great way of judging
A little
these
bit.
things.
Yeah, but
Do
you
you wish we
kinda go-
weren't having a conversation?
Yeah.
right now?
I've got this really, this is one for my cousin.
Yeah.
I've got this really, really vivid memory of being, I don't know how old, like maybe sort of 11-ish. And I was just, all I wanted to do.
That's prime cousin age, by the way.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
absolute cousin.
And I lived
behaviour.
next door to my cousins. And all I wanted to do was go over and play on their trampoline with my cousin. That's what I wanted to do because that's what we always used to do. So I was like, why is everything changing? You know, I'm Will Byers in Stranger Things. I'm like, come,
Yeah.
let's not grow up, guys.
Yeah.
And I remember we're sat on the trampoline. We've played for like, I don't know, an hour or something. And my cousin looks at me and he says, I really just want to play World of Warcraft. and he basically said, can you go? He went, "Can you go home?" I live next door. It's not like a real harsh thing.
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
But he just said, like, I am done with you now because I want to go and play.
I'm
my
looking
game.
at you and I'm seeing an orc I want
Yeah,
to eat.
yeah.
Like a hungry guy on a desert island in a cartoon.
I'm a chunk of meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also
Yeah, chicken bone.
it couldn't have been a more pointless activity you were doing. Like if he was having to do homework and he's like, I wish I was playing World of Warcraft, but you go, I can get this done and do that. The fact he's on a trampoline he doesn't want to be on.
You think
Just
spending
jumping.
time with me is pointless?
For trampolining may have been.
you never see me trampoline.
No, but do you chat while you're trampolining? Do you just have a chat while you're sort of bouncing? And
Yeah.
Well, you know, we're like when we were a bit younger, we'd kind of do like imagination games. Like we're orcs.
Yeah.
We're being attacked. We're on the trampoline, and I've got this sword, and we're fighting them off.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Go home, so go home now."
You said you've been playing a bunch. Is there other stuff?
Well, big thing happened over the weekend. Me and producer Ben, we got together and did some new Battlefield 6.
Hey, that came out. Well, at the time of recording, this came out a few days ago.
Yeah.
What's it
Brand
like?
new.
Wow,
It's good. It is very Battlefieldy. There's a lot of natural momentum to it. There's a couple of elements of it that feel you can see where they've tried to go, okay, we're going to meet Call of Duty in the middle.
Because this is first-person shooter territory,
It's
isn't it?
first-person shooter territory, but Battlefield always distinguished itself by being a bit more strategic and large scale and sort of not like Call of Duty has ended up in its multiplayer being essentially Colonel Minaj doing parkour with a laser gun.
Yeah, and this is more like planes are a big part of it.
Tanks.
Yeah.
Helicopters. And the helicopters are, as Ben and I discovered, verging on impossible to fly if you're not used to
Just
them.
like in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you just went, I'll get in that.
Yeah.
It's a very similar
And
experience.
you're absolutely Colin McRaeing it into
just
the
going
ground.
just into a skyscraper. But the destructible environment is incredible. So if you're in a tank and you see some enemy infantry run into a building, you can make that building broadly not be there anymore.
whoa.
Do you
Just
think
destroy the walls.
the developers like when that happens, or are they a bit like, I spent ages making that?
Yeah,
But they spend ages
start
making the
crying
destruction.
like a toddler.
And you know, like in so many first-person shooters now, there's like a whole crane. Someone climbs up a crane and is sniping from on top of the crane.
Yeah.
You can just the cranes just fucking collapse.
You can
You
take the
can
whole
just-
crane down.
Oh,
That's
great.
satisfying.
That's,
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Yeah. Whole
Instead of having to
skyscrapers.
try and climb up the crane or shoot
blow
them
it
from
up.
the ground.
Just
Yeah.
blow it up. And you don't have to be in a tank. Like if you're an infantry guy with some C4, you can C4 the side of a building, blow it up, and go in that way.
So you can blow up an entire skyscraper, and do you just heat up the steel beams enough to?
Yeah. So what you do is you and some guys that you know from Saudi Arabia, that you've set up a series of pilot training companies in the Midwest. It's a very long. It's weird. You have to do the tutorial. It's really. If you haven't done the tutorial, you're gonna be completely lost. At a certain point. Exactly. It's that.
Yeah, you have to go to flying school in Florida, and then you learn that way.
Yeah,
how to
yeah,
stick a
yeah.
box cutter onto a plane, all that sort of stuff. Sarah, what have you been playing?
It's good. Battlefield 6. It's good. It's I don't know. And also I'm a bit worried about how many little fiddles and upgrades there are for the weapons. They've definitely adopted that in from Call of
I
Duty.
hate it when things are too fiddly.
Yeah.
Too fiddly upgrades. And
I just don't want any upgrades to exist. I'm like, just give me the game as it is. Don't add any new content to it. I'm a really boring person. I'm like, release the game as it is and don't add anything to it.
Yeah.
Never speak to me again.
Yeah, I know. It's like, where it's like, because like,
somebody's made you a gorgeous cake and you go, get out!
yeah.
Get out now!
But I think it is like that when
Yeah.
you're trying to eat the cake and they go, oh, if I add some custard, you go,
Yeah.
I'm already eating it.
Perfect.
Sarah, what have you been playing?
So I've been travelling a lot this week, so I've been getting real stuck into Breath of the Wild.
Yes, because you got your Switch with you.
I got my Switch with me.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a particular moment in the game that's just happened that has just sort of really pissed me off. Where I'm going into a shrine.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a bunch of these shrines before. This has never happened. There's all these flowers around it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
There's all these flowers around. You walk to towards the shrine. and
Growing or laid?
growing. I walk towards them. I step into the flowers. Suddenly, there's a woman. She's going, hey, I planted all those flowers. Don't step on them. So I go, oh, okay, fine. I look at the thing. The flowers are a maze.
I remember this one.
Flowers are a maze. And I'm really not concentrating. I didn't think, she's just... Because normally the sort of, like, people NPCs that I've come across before, they can get a bit mad at you about things, but they're not going to do anything.
Or they just
And-
kind of like, stop smashing my
It's impotent fury, yeah.
Yeah, and so then I'm like going through the maze, and I accidentally hit on the flowers again. And she goes, "Hey, I told you." It cuts to like a little cut of her. "Hey, I told you, don't step on the flowers."
And you go back to the beginning again.
You go back to the beginning. I was like, that's kind of annoying. And so then I'm going again, and then like the last bit where you have to step into the shrine, there's just a few flowers in the middle of the path, so you kind of have to squeeze by them. But I caught them again, and then this woman loses her goddamn mind. She fucking loses. She like sort of flops over so that she's like hunched like a marionette, and she goes, "I've told you again and again and again and again. I told you not to squash." And then she runs all over the flowers. She like loses her mind. She runs all over the flowers. I was like, that's like way worse than what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've squashed your flowers, mate. And then you wake up and like almost all of your health is gone. And then
I do not remember
and
this
then
bit
she
at all.
stood next to you and you speak to her again because I thought I'd speak to her and she'd go, "Had to do it, mate." And she goes, and then suddenly she's back to the beginning. She goes, "Look at my nice flowers."
And you're now missing a fucking kidney because you woke up in an ice
Like,
bath.
I'm covered in blood. And she goes, "Yeah, I hope you admire my flowers."
But did she attack you? Or?
I think so, but you don't see her attack you.
That's everything about this is so surprisingly
It's so
creepy.
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
They're touching the flowers too much, and someone going fully limp.
Yeah, fully limp. She's like
Fully limp.
She's
like
gone.
something from like a
It's like Silent Hill.
or
Yeah.
a Silent Hill, or even like The Conjuring or something. Where she's
Yeah.
But she's not.
Told you not to.
She's not like been like designed as. She's not been like animated as a bad guy. There's nothing sinister about her. She's
What does
just
she look like?
She's a woman.
just a lady.
She's just a lady
I'm
who clearly
picturing-
likes flowers.
The thing is, you've obviously
I'll
got
show
to
you her in a minute if you want.
Yeah.
negotiate the maze perfectly. But the thing is, every time you're allowed to step on those flowers as much as you want in the early stages. She'll go, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" You want to go, "Just let me step on 4 separate rows of
Yeah,
flowers
if
and
you
I'll be
just-
out your way because I'll be in the shrine." That's all I'm trying to get to. Or I can do this 1,000 times.
Yeah, you're making you every time you make me come back and start from the beginning. I'm going to step on more flowers.
Yeah.
But then she ran all over them.
In
It
a
was
rage.
Really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and physically harmed you.
I'm kind of hoping that there's an option as Link to go back into like the nearest village and sort of say, "Do you guys know this woman out on the edge of town? Like, have
Is
you?"
this someone we can call for her?
Yeah, because it's not what she's doing is really wrong.
And they'll say,
Yeah.
"We don't know who you mean."
Yeah, what flowers?
She went limp and
She went real limp,
so she went limp,
and she's
sprinted
limp
through
for
a flower garden.
She's limp for so long, as well.
She went limp, sprinted through a garden screaming, and then you woke up on the brink of death.
Oh, I've got
Yeah.
such a specific
And then
image in my
she's
head.
like,
and it's so
"Hey,
unpleasant.
check out my flowers."
So she's forgotten it all. That's so much worse.
Yeah,
That's
or
like
she's
Kathy
just-
Bates in Misery. She's suddenly cheery again.
Yeah. It's weird. This is a weird game. For someone who's
it's
never played
phenomenally weird.
never played any Zelda, I am sort of struck by how strange things get. Even like I can't remember what they're called, the sort of fish people. Like
I
the-
remember who you mean, but yeah, there's
there's one guy who you're talking to, and he just occasionally does that sort of like swish with his arm, the fist swish, and like smiles.
Or like,
That's such JRPG behaviour.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But you're like, but other than that, you're having quite a serious conversation with him about stuff.
I have a question about that.
Tonally, it's all over the place.
Yeah, well, the JRPG thing of going like, "Let's go,"
String, yeah.
or going like, "Hey," like all the thumbs up and stuff in like Death Stranding.
There's loads of that in Death Stranding. It's really weird.
But okay, here's my question: none of that is like is Japanese behavior, like culturally.
Yeah.
It's American seeming. So is it like, oh, Japanese people who make these games have seen American culture, and it's been filtered through their understanding of it, and they think that's cool?
But you think it's become it's been co-opted so much by sort of because it's very sort of Pokemon, isn't it?
Yeah.
That it's that then now feels more Japanese than American.
Well,
ever
definitely. But then it's like, but then it's alien to them too, because it's not like if you went to Japan, everyone would be doing.
Before. But have you ever seen a human
Like-
being do that?
No.
No, and I'd
Ever in your
leave
life.
the room if they did.
Yeah,
I
really
really
horrible.
wouldn't
Outside
like
of
it.
kids' TV show host.
Yeah,
But it's very like American kids' TV.
it is.
The big eyes in anime
Yeah.
were partially inspired by Bambi by Disney.
Really?
The first guy the first guy to really do a lot of like Japanese animation and stuff. He was like, yeah, the big eyes of Bambi and the rabbit and stuff in Bambi. That was really, I thought that looked really good. So I used that. I was inspired.
So you're
by
telling
that.
me every anime character has the eyes of a dead deer? Oh, Bambi doesn't die.
No.
Bambi
But there's
No.
because I feel as well
A
like
bereaved deer.
in more sort of like
A
Capcom
mourning deer.
Yeah.
in like Japanese action, the sort of like your macho male protagonist will be a really slender, soft-haired guy who's good at gymnastics.
Yeah.
So like Leon in Resident Evil or Raiden in MGS, what they do is loads of cartwheels, and then it ends really acrobatically, and they'll say like "Starburst"
That's
as like their big
masculinity.
finishing move, and you're like, it doesn't feel that
Where have
Western.
the real men gone?
Yeah. The men's rights people are going to start to go after Leon Kennedy.
But then you get the Dragon Ball Z thing where it's like somehow they've given Goku 8 biceps on his bicep.
Yes, and it looks unpleasant. It's Popeye.
It's like Popeye, and it looks like it's been done for the purposes of satifying someone's fetish.
Yeah, it's just when
and
a
everyone's
snake.
going, go to the hospital, man.
Yeah, you look like when a snake's eating a
That
rabbit
is a
in a cartoon. Yeah.
It's a growth, bro.
It's not normal.
Yeah.
So lots of
weird.
Breath of the Wild.
Lots of Breath of the Wild.
Good
Oh,
stuff.
Yeah.
I made a couple of breakthroughs in blueprints.
You're using again.
I'm using again. Yeah. You said you were going to stop.
Yeah, we found some used keys and gemstones on his bedroom carpet. Oh, Pierre.
Under the bed in a shoebox.
Yeah.
I just keep them there in case I need them.
I'm holding them for a friend.
Yeah. The puzzle that really, really irritated me that I talked about that made me really furious, I've solved that. The answers didn't make me any less furious. I don't think it's a good puzzle. I don't think it's set up in a way that it makes sense. The way that they want you to solve it.
Sure.
The way that they want you to solve it is like, you know, those really irritating questions where it's like, oh, you shout till your voice is hoarse and then ride on the horse and ride away. You know.
Fucking worst riddle of all time, by the way.
What's the riddle?
You know
The
how it
riddle
is.
is a guy is in a room. It's like fully circular. There's no corners. And how does he get out? Because he ends up leaving and crossing a river. And it's like, it's such bullshit, but it's like the guy rubs his hands together until they're sore, and then he uses the saw. It's that sort of thing.
Oh, fuck
And then
off.
there's a table he cuts in half, and 2 halves make a hole, so he walks out of the hole, and then he cries till his voice is hoarse, and then he rides the horse. I created the
Then
most
somebody needs to say at the beginning of the riddle, this is not real. This is
Thank
not
you.
based in the real world. This is a magical world.
Yeah.
I once got so angry imagining pitching that riddle to someone and they just get it first time and they're like, if it was me, I guess I would cry until my voice is hoarse and then I'd ride the horse. And you go, what the fuck?
What are you
What is your
talking
understanding
about?
of reality?
Who
Yeah.
told you could do this?
Because
Where
I-
do you think horses come from?
Someone asked me that riddle once and I was like, well, the guy just jetpacks away and you're like, he hasn't got a jetpack. And it's like, well, why is that
He's
less
not got a
normal than
horse.
what you do? Exactly. Oh, fuck.
He's not got a jetpack.
It's such...
Yeah, because
oh,
he
I
can't
say he
scream until
does.
his voice is jetpack. Stupid.
yeah, he asked Santa for a
He's
jetpack
sat
and it's
there
Christmas
going,
now.
Oh, if only I could scream until my voice is jetpack. Stupid.
yeah, there's
Scream until my voice is I'm at home.
I like to give my
Stupid.
I like to give my family really dog shit riddles around Christmas and Easter, and I'll be like, okay, a carrot and 2 lumps of coal and a scarf are on a piece of grass. How did they get there? And they'll be like, a snowman melted, and I'll go, no. The answer is someone must have left them there. And I'll be like, for fuck's sake. You can do this all day, and people hate
Yeah,
it makes
yeah.
me sick.
There's a guy who's 6 foot in the morning and he's 7'2" in the evening. How? He can change his height.
He grew all day.
He took his shoes off.
I've been playing a game that is on one of your 3 most anticipated. I played By Sweet Carol. And I don't like it.
Oh, no.
I'm so gutted. This is not a
Overhyped.
negative podcast. I know we do gripes in general and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. It is so gorgeous, and I cannot believe, because we've discussed this on the pod before, it's in that 1940s Disney style, not Steamboat Willie style. I'm talking like
Yeah.
Sleeping Beauty, Snow White, gorgeously, sort of like it's all coloured in, it's beautiful, very Technicolor,
you think
very
it's
new
for
and
girls?
Technicolor. No, it's good. It's a really good horror.
You think it's for girls?
It's for all genders, Sarah. I promise you.
You think because it's Disney, it's for girls? And
I used
you went,
none of those
"Nah,
nouns."
This is for girls. The moment it loaded up, you didn't play it.
And I had to put on Duke Nukem again, and the Yorkie.
He's so talking.
The animation style is incredible, and the music is great. The music in the first 10 minutes, I'm like, this is like on the same level as like The Shining. This is really, really eerie.
What are you playing it on?
I'm playing it on the Switch. I think I don't know if you have this. I play certain games on certain consoles, and if something's a side scroller, it has to be handheld for me, and I don't know why. And same way in a strategy game feels weird in like a PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
You don't feel close enough on a console.
Maybe
to a
it's
side
that,
scroller.
yeah. And so I love the visual style. That's the best thing it's got going for it. The gameplay is just very typical horror game puzzles of like, if there's a key in this room and bring it over to this room. But what each area in the game has is a sort of nemesis, a bit like Mr. X and Resident Evil. There's someone who is just constantly chasing you through the rooms that you're in. And so what you're hoping is that they'll be off in a different room on the other side of the mansion while you're tinkering away at your puzzle. But the AI is so bizarre that sometimes those enemies will just be hanging around in the room you need to get to. And every time you go in, they chase you back out the room, and so you just got to leave. And they just won't leave that room. So I've had to like restart the Switch several times, replay it. It's kind of glitchy, and you go back in, they just won't leave that fucking room.
And do you think that this is all just like because it's an early release?
No, I don't know. I mean, yeah, but it feels broken to its core. I don't know what they could patch and make better about it.
It's Loch Ness.
It's Loch Ness. It's a gorgeous looking game.
Boat tips.
Boat tips.
It's a gorgeous looking game, but it is the video game equivalent of playing. Sorry, have you booked this room? I have booked this room. Yeah. Okay, right. I'll leave you to. It's that. It's you not being able to go into rooms you need to go in.
Oh, that's going to absolutely shaft me up the bum in the old competition.
I
though,
know.
isn't it?
I so wanted to enjoy it. I do
I've had
hope
a
it gets
Metacritic
better.
stinker, haven't I?
That's what I've been playing.
And are you carrying on with it?
Absolutely. I've got to see it through to the end. Because maybe it does sort of improve, but that nemesis system it's got, it's an integral part of a game and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm
Who would
sorry
give
to
up
be
on
a
game?
negative Nelly.
That's such a shame.
Yeah, it's
We're not angry. We're disappointed.
fully disappointed. Now,
I'm furious. I was rooting for you, Carol.
no, so was I. Really, it does look great. Our main topic of the day is evil in games. And being a dick and being unpleasant.
In games, crucially.
In games. We put a punt
crucially.
of this on our Instagrams. We also put it on the Discord. The speed with which we had to clarify in games, the speed with which we then had to clarify, preferably being evil to not real people in real life, on like multiplayer games where people are like, I abused a teenager in GTA Online. You know, no, not what we meant.
You put it on your story, and I just screenshotted what you put it on my story. Forgot that some people might not realise what the podcast is about. The confessions I got were, somebody
It's
just...
like I killed a man in Detroit once.
Well, not, but like somebody messaged me and was like, I cleaned the toilet with my ex-boyfriend's toothbrush. And I immediately put on my story like, this is game stuff, guys.
Yeah.
I don't want to know.
Unless they're like, there's a really weird bit in Max Payne where you can do that. Like, oh, it was in a game. Okay, fair enough. We had to put in initial rules of, we know you've all put a sim in the swimming pool and removed the ladder. We know you've locked the butler in the fridge in Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
We know about this.
We've all done these things, but some of you have done insanely cruel,
It got dark.
insanely bizarre stuff, but some of it is really, really hilarious.
Button Boys.
Now, I want to know, we've discussed this before, that as a trio, we're not good at being evil in games. That in an RPG, if a game presents you with an evil option, we just like to be pleasant.
Well, I think the thing about NPCs in games is that they feel innocent. They don't have free will. They're set up to help you mostly.
Yeah.
So being mean to them feels bad for that reason. There are two things I've done on multiplayer games that is like trolly.
Yeah?
One definitely just really annoying, and one maybe justifiable. Let's see what you think. Senior Spicy, who you have played games.
Yes, yeah.
Probably
Mr.
my-
Spicy to the lady.
Sorry, Mr. Spicy. He's one of my friends from growing up. Probably the first friend I made when I moved to the Isle of Man, actually.
Like,
So we
Can't
should
be his
clarify
real
that
name.
that's not his real name, because otherwise it sounds like an
Yeah.
imaginary friend.
Sorry, yeah. He's sort of always been with me, I guess. He's always been there. He's actually just over your shoulder right now.
And he's a hot pepper.
Yeah, he's a hot
He's
pepper.
a floating hot pepper.
He's a floating hot pepper, and he gives me gambling
With
advice.
black like tube arms and big white gloves like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's only really got a couple of animations.
He's only really got a couple of animations, which is a shame because he does have infinite speech and says some pretty worrying things sometimes.
But he's always
depending.
up for gaming.
Yeah. He disappears when I eat bananas. People have said it's a potassium deficiency based hallucination. But I eat bananas or I take a multivitamin. Senior Spicy goes away for 3 days at least.
So on the subject of evil, what Senor Spicy made you do in the past?
I beat someone to death with a controller. That's my video game confession. No, when we would play the original Call of Duty on
sorry, who the fuck is Senior Spicy?
He's an old friend of mine. This is like his gaming handle.
Okay, okay.
His name's Chris.
Yeah, his name's Chris.
Oh,
That's a
that's
We're
big-
not giving his surname away.
Yeah.
Chris Spicy.
It's Chris.
Sorry.
Spicy.
Oh, yeah, we have given his name
Yeah.
away.
and he's Spanish. When we were playing Call of Duty United Offensive, which was the one where they introduced vehicles to the multiplayer. So briefly, there was a World War II Call of Duty which had tanks and jeeps in.
Right, okay.
And it was that classic like multiplayer thing where instead of just having a zone where you can't progress beyond,
Yeah.
they just have landmine signs. It's
Okay,
a
yeah.
minefield. And if you try and run off the map, it just click and you boom, you explode.
Mm-hmm.
We would get in the Jeep and like beep, go like, come on, quick, get people in the Jeep. People would get in the Jeep. And as you drive, there was a road where if you just didn't take the turn, you would just sail gracefully into the minefield. And it would look like we would take the turn, like, and then you could just immediately exit the vehicle. There was no animation.
Yeah.
So you just go boom. And then the other 3 passengers were just, and it would be in a Jeep with no driver, and you would just see these 3 guys just, and then bam, they all die. And it wouldn't count as a team kill because you didn't kill them.
Yeah,
That's
it was
so
the car.
funny.
It was Senor Spicy.
The rage. And this is before voice chat. So when you knew that the person would have to go, team chat, you fucking, like a letter to the editor.
Yeah.
Right time out.
Like a neighbour in Dennis the Menace. Yeah, I'll get you boys one day.
And me and Chris would sit and do that. And you know that thing when you're young and doing something stupid that you know is annoying people? Weeping. Just weeping with laughter.
You were the teenagers that were bullying me on Dark Souls.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And like, I don't even remember if in that point, if you looked at someone, you could even see which player it was. Like, I don't think a name came
Oh,
up.
So it was
great.
complete
So
Why would it? Why would
anonymity.
it?
I think that didn't happen.
Do you think they introduced the net game
Yeah.
tag thing
You
would
because
have
of
to.
this?
Yeah. And like the level of anger.
Because even when it's not deliberate, in Warzone, it was
so
always funny
funny.
if you were flying a helicopter with all your teammates in and you crash it and you kill your entire team. It's so funny. It shouldn't be, but it's so funny.
It's really funny. So
Okay.
The other one is.
Yeah.
This is more like frontier justice. I think.
Okay.
If I'm on Hell Let Loose.
Yeah.
And someone is doing something like, without getting too into the weeds, if you are a new player or there's things you can do to like sabotage your team. So there's like a spawn point, which is a vehicle where the engine has to be turned off for you people to be able to come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And people just get in and turn the engine on and like stop the game from happening.
Oh.
It's the equivalent of standing in a doorway.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Or team killing or anything like that.
Yeah, where's the fun in that?
I think they're just trolling or like they're new and they don't care or I don't know. Anyway, you find who it is and friendly fire is always on. And every server has a thing where if you do too many team kills of the same person in a row or it seems too deliberate, you just get banned.
Okay, you're great. You're now part of the US Army.
You've been promoted.
Yeah.
So I just follow that person and I'll just hit them with a spade. You get a spade, you just go boom. And it's not a killing blow. It just wounds them.
Yeah.
And then they get angry and turn around and team kill you.
Oh, I see them
And
and
then
they'll
they get in
bathe themselves.
trouble.
Yeah.
Well, I just do that 8 times in a row and then they get banned and then the game can continue.
That's funny.
Or
They
they're-
absolutely Basil faulty.
yeah. Or they're driving a vehicle and I just walk in front of it just really calmly and then just immediately team kill you by running you over.
I've got a bit of a niche one.
All right.
That I remembered.
The more niche, the better, I think.
Yeah.
that I remembered from my childhood. Cousins are coming back into it, guys.
Nice.
My cousins and my brother all got Tamagotchis.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't, because they'd all know about things that were going on, and I would never think to ask for Tamagotchi for Christmas. So they all got Tamagotchis, and then suddenly I wanted one, but I didn't have one, and I was resentful from the space between Christmas to my birthday. Really resentful, and so I'd be sat there going, "Let me have a go. Can I have a go on your?"
You're stewing.
Yeah, and then they'd finally relent, hand it over, smack them.
Well, sorry. You can smack a Tamagotchi?
Yeah, you can smack them.
What? Why? What behaviour do they do that in any way means, they deserve
Let
it?
me have a
racism.
look. Let me have a look. Smack. Hand it back.
Then the
And then
Tamagotchi said,
Tell them I said I.
Just crying, and then they have to try and work out how to make the Tamagotchi happy again.
so it's like finally someone lets you pet their cat. And you
Yeah,
just go,
No one's ever going to let you hold their baby. Ever.
yeah, especially not my cousins.
That's really
Yeah,
funny.
let me have a look.
The Tamagotchi I had, my parents bought me and my sister like sort of knockoff ones where all you could do was feed them, but they never died. It was just like such a because my parents always used to like just go for what is the second cheapest option,
Yeah.
what with anything. So even when like, do you remember pre-Netflix Love Film?
Yeah.
And they'd send you a DVD in the post. My parents signed up for one that was like £2 cheaper a month, where they sent you a film that you had no say in. You just got sent a disc, and
Yeah.
occasionally you'd get sent disc 2 of season 4 of Scrubs.
No way.
It had the programming of an aeroplane's entertainment schedule.
It's probably just sort of like one guy who's got a load of DVDs in his bedroom, right?
We
Like-
get season 7 of Desperate Housewives, and you go, I haven't seen
We don't know what it is.
And you go, just pay. I'd pay. I'll
we
pay
haven't caught up on the Brie law
for us to not have this. Absolutely insane. I had a thing I've worked out based on my own experiences and seeing ones that people put on the Discord, sent to us on Instagram. I think there's 5 kinds of evil in games.
I'm fascinated by this, the Moore's law of evil.
I wonder if this can be applied
talk us
to.
through the categories of evil, and then tell me where smacking the Tamagotchis lands.
Yeah,
Yours
yeah.
is yours comes under 2 possible ones. There's forced evil. There is doing the right thing evil. There is accidental evil. There is, these 2 are you, I think, full-on evil and insane evil. Okay?
Okay.
So let me take you through forced.
Just less academic sounding than I thought.
Forced is part of the actual gameplay experience.
Right.
The elephant in It Takes Two, for instance.
Oh, that's horrible.
There's a scene in It Takes
Right.
Two where the couple who have been shrunk down to little toy size, they're trying to get their daughter to notice that they've been shrunk down.
Sure.
And they realise that they can grow back to natural height with her tears, I think it is.
This game is so dark for what it is.
Considering it looks Pixar-y.
Yeah.
So they try to get the daughter to cry, and they see her favourite toy elephant, and they go, let's maim the elephant.
Let's kill it.
But the elephant is sentient, and it's like, hey, everyone. And they pull off one of its legs, so the
You're
whole
like-
time the elephant is crying and screaming.
But it makes you do every bit of
and you
this.
feel it in the haptics in the controller on the
And
PlayStation.
the elephant is like,
I swear to God.
the elephant is begging you to
It's
stop.
played for laughs. The elephant is, and then you tear
But
its
it's
ear
not
off.
funny.
It's really strange.
It's traumatizing.
Yeah, it's such a.
This whole time, everyone's going, "Oh, It Takes Two, so good."
It's wonderful. It's a brilliant game.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was this.
There's that and the big Hoover boss that you have to defeat.
Yeah.
There's a big vacuum cleaner that you defeat, and you end up defeating it by putting its own sucker on its own eyes.
See, I didn't mind
And
that.
it's like yelling at you. It's so weird.
Weirdly, didn't feel moved by that in any way.
So that's forced evil. Spec Ops: The Line makes you do a war crime with white phosphorus. Papers, Please. That's a lot of forced evil in that.
Yeah.
No Russian in Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not giving anything away, but mouth washing. If you know, you know. Then there's Then the other one is doing the right thing evil. So Frostpunk allows you to introduce laws in your town that you usually just pass out of sheer desperation. And some of them end up being a case of like, we can make the food a bit more substantial if we put sawdust in it. People will be unhappier, but it will make them a bit more full. And so you have to introduce those laws. And then once you're on the sort of wrong path, the laws get more and more extreme.
Yeah.
So early on, you make a decision about what you want to do with the children of the town. You can either make a children's shelter, which is more expensive, or the cheaper option, children can work safe jobs, like in the wash houses and stuff like that. If you choose that wash houses option because it's cheaper, the next law is like, children can just full on work in factories now. And it means that kids can get killed, they can lose limbs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's you're doing the right thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which one's the wrong thing?
Letting them slack off.
Go back to the start. Which one's the wrong thing?
Letting them fuck around.
Yeah, the insolent children. Because it's
Yeah.
Victorian as well. So you go, they're playing that game where they push a hoop around on a stick. We can't let them do that.
Sounds a little bit lazy if you ask me.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They could be pushing a spinning Jenny back into position.
Accidentally evil.
Yeah.
This sometimes happens in games. It's happened to me in Fallout 4. In Fallout 4, you are cryogenically frozen, and when you come out into this post-apocalyptic landscape, you're trying to find your son, who is now older than you because you've been frozen for ages. You eventually meet your son, and he's like in a hospital bed. And it's a big sort of emotional moment. And I was in his hospital room. I didn't know he was there. And then suddenly he spoke to me and was like, "It's you." And I was playing with my housemate, James, and I panicked so much, I span round and just fired my gun. And in Fallout, there's lots of dismemberment. His head just left his body and flew up into the air as the game went into slow motion. Because if you let him die of old age, the game ends on this really emotional cutscene where it's like, my son passed away before my very eyes because he dies of old age. What happened was I shot his head off and then it went, my son passed away before my very... And I was like, what about, I mean, like the credits rolled and it was like, no.
That's the end of the game.
That's the end of the game for me. And it really went into slow motion of just his head leaping up and this spiral of blood as if it was propelling it upwards, like a SpaceX rocket. Yeah, so there's accidental evil.
Like when I killed my favorite merchant.
Yeah,
Yes,
I was thinking about
in
the
Dark
merchant
Souls, when you do
kills.
that,
I accidentally chopped his face and he wouldn't let it go and he had to go.
there's the malicious evil. This is deliberately doing dickish stuff.
Yeah.
In Pro Evo, if there was a player who I really, really didn't like, because every time I played against like Real Madrid or whatever, I played against Manchester United, Cristiano Ronaldo absolutely used to score a ton past me. As soon as I could afford Cristiano Ronaldo, I'd buy him and I'd immediately loan him out to a small South American team. So it meant I would never, ever come across him again. He'll languish. I'll put him out on loan to those teams. So he's having a miserable time, never even meet him in the Champions League, that sort of thing. So, and then the final one is insane evil, where there's no logic to it whatsoever. And this...
Hold on, I think I've got a good example of malicious evil.
Here we go.
But it does get quite dark, but it is quite funny. This guy John messaged me on Instagram and said, so back when I was in uni around 2002, I locked my keys in my ancient 1988 VW Polo. I didn't have the money to get a locksmith, so it took me hours to get back into the car without damaging it. Did my head in. I went to chill out and fired up the PS2 to play SmackDown career mode, and for some reason the game had put me into a feud with Matt Hardy, who at the time would have bits of trivia (brackets Matt facts) on the screen during his entrance. And out comes Matt, and on the screen, there it was, Matt facts. Matt has never locked his keys in his car. I spent the
What?
That's the fact. That's the fact. John says, I spent the best part of an hour beating the shit out of poor Matt until every part of his body was bright crimson with the damage meter. I knocked the ref out, hit him with everything I could long after I made him bleed. If it was an actual pro wrestling match, there was no way Matt would have been able to continue his feud with me the following week or anything ever again. It's really dark stuff.
Yeah.
To be taunted.
Imagine, seeing that thing pop up and just being sent into a frenzy.
Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah.
And reading it as Matt's never locked his keys.
Yeah. That's in italics, just the name. Insane evil is the really irrational kind, or where you're just not thinking it through. And I did this the other day myself.
And you think smacking the Tamagotchi's insane evil?
I think it's potentially insane evil.
Can I tell you why you're right?
Yeah. Because you're insane and you're evil.
At this point, we're young.
Yeah.
The first time I did it was my cousin Josh. I'm sorry, Josh. I took his Tamagotchi, pressed the button, handed it back to him. Josh looks at it, goes, "You smacked him!" Burst into tears, cried, wailing.
Oh.
And that was the sort where I went, I didn't even really know you could smack him.
So what button? You just pressed a button, you thought it was like feed.
Smacked him, and I was like, well, this has unlocked something. I was so resentful of the fact they all had Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
That his reaction to it made me go, I'm going to smack them all.
I didn't know you could smack a Tamagotchi.
I'm going to smack all
Where
these
does it
Tamagotchis.
hit them?
I guess in the face.
Yeah, it'd be horrible if it just like little pat on the button. Yeah, you run along now.
Good work
It
eating and
is
shitting
weird that
today.
they added that in.
It's very strange in a later patch.
Do you think they did it
like
for
2
me?
years in?
Yeah.
For training them.
Oh God, like it's some sort of horse 200 years ago.
Yeah, do you know what the funny thing is that I never actually got one in the end.
Yeah, because you proved time and time again you didn't deserve
I couldn't
one.
be trusted. Yeah.
My insane one is from a few days ago. I was playing Elden Ring Night Rain. This came out a few months ago.
DLC.
No, so the DLC came out last year about Shadow of the Erdtree and was basically Elden Ring all over again.
Yeah.
What Night Rain is it's Dark Souls Battle Royale, essentially, where it's you and two other people. You work as a trio, dropped into a map that's like a bastardized, smaller version of the Elden Ring map, and you basically take on a series of bosses during the day. Then night falls, and basically gas, like you get in Warzone, just slowly forms a big circle, a small circle on the map, and then a big boss arrives, and you've got to take on that boss, and you've got to survive 3 nights, and then that's basically the game.
Okay.
I like it, I don't love it. It's good fun, but I played the other day with 2 people, 2 complete strangers, and one of them was dog shit and just left the game early on. And there were just 2 of us left, and it was like, we're obviously not going to survive. This game is doomed. And I wanted to leave. but you can't communicate with the other person. And I didn't want to just leave them. And so what I did, it was a bit like, have you ever, when wanting to break up with someone, you just make yourself seem more incompetent in the hope that they'll break up with you? I mean, that doesn't work because you then still have to break up with them and you've been shit recently.
Yeah.
It was a bit like that in that I tried to pretend that my internet connection was cutting out by behaving erratically. And I just started to spin around in circles and run into walls for ages, being like, I'm pretending I've got a bad internet connection so that
And
in a
they're
minute
going,
I can
"Hey,
turn the
what's going on
PlayStation
with
off.
you?
Yeah, are you okay,
We
hun?
can work this
Hey,
out."
just plug it into, if you plug it into the
Yeah.
mains, if you plug it into the router,
Don't
it'll probably
worry,
be quicker.
whatever's going on, we can fix it as a team.
Yeah, and all the while I'm just
Yeah.
like, this is so that I can unplug the PlayStation in a second and leave the game and
Yeah.
pretend to them that it was a bad internet thing. Whereas in reality, it was like, I don't want to play with this
I
person
don't want
anymore.
to do this with you anymore.
I felt really guilty because they'd made so much progress and they get penalised because the game ends prematurely.
Oh, yeah.
And I
yeah,
just,
yeah.
I
That's really funny that you're still behaving like this is all going to be read out in court, obviously.
Yeah. But it was. I was just trying to be like, what would a bad internet connection look like? I think just spinning around in a circle. It felt like Mark Horrigan pretending he had a tumour in Peep Show. It was like that. It was so utterly unconvincing.
Well, that thing I always considered doing on a Zoom gig during the pandemic, which was if I was having sort of a bad Zoom gig, or in the back of my mind, I always had the idea of kind of starting to go.
There was a.
And then just close the laptop.
I had a Zoom personal trainer session in lockdown where I just unplugged the internet.
Did you?
Yeah, I got about 10 minutes in. I was like, absolutely fuck, this is so
Don't do
hard. This is so hard. This is too hard.
That's so funny.
Quit the game. I
Yeah.
can quit the real life PT.
Yeah,
game.
I've got this is a really nice, insane one I got on Instagram. This is from Mark Wilkinson. This is maybe more petty than dickish, but in Civilization, if ever I'm losing a war and I need to surrender a city for a truce, I rename it to something immature and embarrassing.
That's
so what happens is the enemy now takes charge of Nonceville or Chlamydia Land. So they then just get a dog shit sounding town. I think that's really nice.
Yeah, that's not insane.
No, an insane one
That's
is
good fun.
Hannah on the Discord. This is a bit Tamagotchi, yes. Replayed Red Dead 2 recently and accidentally slapped my horse's ass. Wasn't intentional, but it felt really wrong.
Yeah, that's the
Back
kind
to
of thing I'm
slapping.
into.
Yeah.
JJP259, very similar vein. A friend of mine built a glass-walled underwater house with a lovely view of coral reefs and sea temples. I think this is in Minecraft. He was offline one day. I made sure to get right in the eye line of his biggest window of his gorgeous view and spell out bumwee in red wool. So his whole view is just tainted by that every time he looks. But yeah.
That's like one of those local news stories you'd see where like someone had a dispute with their neighbor, so they've cut their hedge into a middle finger. Or
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically like Zorro, you know, when he does a big flaming Z on someone's lawn.
Yeah,
Which I always thought if a neighbour lived perpendicular, it'd be like, someone's drawn a big flaming N.
Yeah.
What does that
Nigel?
mean? Yeah. Is that you?
Nigel's been around.
Molly, good fellow, friend of
Yes.
Yeah.
friend of us, friend of pod, messaged me and said, I used to lure men on RuneScape who tried to be inappropriately sexual with me into the wilderness and then kill them and steal everything they had. And then she said this continued until I was banned. And I was like,
Wow.
that's not evil, that's justice.
Yeah, for being
A
like
vigilante.
an Odyssey-esque siren.
Yeah.
A non-siren.
Yeah.
There's a pedo hunter.
It's a pedo hunter.
And they get filmed on the street. You know, we've stopped you, mate.
Yeah, you've
Yeah.
been hunting so many pedos, you're in trouble now. That's incredible.
Yeah, we read out. Yeah, you sent to them on Facebook Messenger. I can offer thee 3 coin. Is it true that you said that? Yes, that's what I said.
You said adamantium armor here at the sale, and then did a T-pose.
This is an accidental one, I believe. Faust said on my 3rd playthrough of Disco Elysium, I wonder what would happen if I went with the racist dialogue options. Now, just to be clear, on Disco Elysium, it's not real races. It's and you don't then get to hear the actual dialogue. It's not
So it's like space racism.
space racism.
So it's like
Spacism, yeah.
It's spacism.
Were they like someone's tried to come up with like a believable way to discriminate against Klingons?
Yes, it was disturbing overall, and Kim Kutaragi, who's your assistant, his speech angrily explaining his experience as a minority in the Revachol made my heart sink, and I quickly gave up on that playthrough. I experienced the exact same thing in my first playthrough of Disco Elysium. It's basically like the equivalent of a white supremacist who you have to get past. And one of the ways you can get past him is to try to reason with him, and you just sort of like agree with his racist dialogue, and I was like, because I'm in character, and it just meant my character was
It's
racist.
so weird that they've built that in, and then they have a bit where they try and make you feel bad about it. And,
Yeah,
and
you go-
it's just to see whether or not you're going to carry on doing it. Or
Yeah,
not.
like you fucking made me do it.
Do you think they immediately put you on a list as soon as?
Yeah.
like,
Here we go. Yeah.
they-
Enjoyed that, did you, Mr. White?
ones to watch.
Yeah, wants to watch.
Yeah.
It's because basically there's a similar game, Planescape Torment from the 90s, which had really good dialogue options, which were you basically had 4 options. Every time someone was like, can you go to a well and retrieve me this? You can either say, I can go to the well, brackets truth. I can go to the well, brackets lie. I can't go to the well, brackets truth. I can't go to the well, brackets lie. So you had a bit of subtext with your dialogue options about what you actually mean. So in Disco Elysium, I thought that's what it was going to be. I thought it was like, he's saying racist stuff, but he's like, but not really. And it's like, no, at the end I got a big assessment where Kim was like, you are the most racist detective I've ever worked with. And he'd been on the LAPD. So yeah, there's a lot.
This is evil, but I don't really know why I used to do it. I think I was sort of in part intrigued and also scared of the sex workers in GTA.
Yes.
And so what I would do is pick one up and then just drive them around all night for like as long as I could.
Which probably made them more scared.
Yeah, and,
Kidnap them,
and then let them. But it would be sort of out, and I'd show them all around the city. And then
Would
I'd
you
let
drop
them,
them
go.
back where they started, or was it
No,
a bit like when
and
a
that's-
pigeon gets on the
that's
tube
sort
and
of
you're like,
where
you'll never see your family
That's
again?
why it becomes evil, because I've sort of driven them completely out of town. If it is evil in hindsight,
Yeah.
but I thought I was kind of like one of the good guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
But
never-
actually, in hindsight, the kindest thing I could have done was paid them for sex, because that's what they were sort of hoping for.
Yeah, because they're like, which of these quiet locations am I going to get killed in?
Yeah,
I went to
yeah.
Italy last year. I saw a fly on the plane, and it was like, you have no
Oh,
idea.
you've got-
You were in for
absolutely.
such a fucking hope you like
Oh,
Sicily
what a
back
world you'll
yeah,
see.
yeah.
The
New
the
turds.
turds will be more delicious, I think, here for you in Sicily. Definitely.
You see, you're in the taxi to the centre of Rome, and you see the fly sort of with you.
Yeah,
little
asking about-
suitcase. That was that whole thing with bed bugs in Paris.
Oh yeah.
And people
Oh,
were
yeah.
scared that they were coming on the Eurostar
Yes,
over
yeah.
to London, and I loved the image of all of these little French bedbugs getting off the train at St Pancras Station, kind of like, wow.
Yeah. Looking up at Big Ben. It arrives at Big
Yeah.
Ben.
Yeah.
Whoa.
There it is.
Sneering at Pret.
Yeah. Well,
Is this evil? It's dramatic.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's back in the world of Hell Let Loose. There's an Omaha Beach one.
Yeah.
Where like you are on the boats and you're having to like attack up the open beach, and you do just get constantly fucking machine gunned.
Yeah.
It is like Saving Private Ryan. If you don't take that beach quickly, you'll just get marooned there the whole game, and the other team will win.
Right.
Like you know, sometimes where like a multiplayer game is so imbalanced, and it's just like there's no way through this. There's just like a wall of steel. So like time is of the essence. Go. It's a whole full boat of people, and in the boat you're really exposed when that door flip, the ramp comes down. A guy was just AFK and blocking everyone from getting off the boat. So he's just like standing there, and everyone's behind him going, machine gun bullets are like landing in the water. And I got a pistol out and just shot him. Just shot him in the back of the head, and then we all got
Which is actually probably quite realistic as what
That
would have
is
done to a
what's-
shell shot person, but you're in the fucking way.
yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like, oh, that's gritty.
That's really unpleasant.
Someone had to
Gritty.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when death's involved that it's always bad. Like I had an accidental kill in Red Dead once where I was drinking at a bar with someone.
Yeah.
And I went to sort of like drink. It was like press square to drink or whatever. And I didn't realize the button I pressed was the same button that also kills them if you're angled differently. And this person I had been talking to, for way Arthur killed him as well, was a unique animation I didn't see anywhere else where he gripped the man's hair and put the gun under his chin and just shot up into his mouth.
Oh,
And it was
Christ.
like, you've never done that before. You don't do that to the fucking bandits.
And then
Why?
he turns to look at you through the screen and goes, "You happy now?
It's completely horrifying.
See what you made me
Like,
do?"
imagine if just one time that had happened with the Tamagotchi.
What combo of little buttons did you
You
press?
wouldn't have handed it back to your cousin. You'd have been like, I'm just going to keep this. I just need to do something with it. Yeah.
You reset it with like a pin on that little button.
Yeah, exactly.
And then
Yeah.
the Tamagotchi just goes,
No,
No,
this
no,
time.
no.
Not this time.
They're
You live with
gonna
your
know what you
decision.
did
This
here.
yeah.
Unresettable. Some things you can't take back.
One of my favorites is what producer Ben spotted on our Instagram. We got a DM here saying, when playing the movie studio simulator game, The Movies, in an attempt to keep my aging film stars relevant. I love in any sim-based environment when people do shit like this. In an attempt to keep my aging film stars relevant, between films, I'd subject them to a constant barrage of liposuction and facial surgery. Obviously, this made them feel incredibly depressed, especially bearing in mind at this point the game has progressed to the mid-80s. These actors have been with me since the silent era. Naturally,
So they're 90.
They're like possibly even older than that. Naturally, that's why Brad Pitt kills himself at the end of Babylon, spoiler alert, sorry. Naturally, this cruel act made me bank, so I continued with the endeavour. Eventually, the stunts expansion came to the movies, which allowed you to hire stuntmen to perform in your films, or for a rating bonus, have your own actors perform the stunts themselves, like Jackie Chan. As any studio executive would do, I forced my geriatric film stars to perform these stunts. This would end up with them in hospital. Fantastic! This would allow me to subject them to yet more cosmetic surgery. The cycle continued until I went bust because no one wanted to watch a film about battered Botox pensioners. Utterly insane that there's a movie of 90-year-olds doing their own stunts, like the Thursday Murder Club, but it's just Ben Kingsley getting shot.
I think that's the most realistic story we've ever told on the pod.
It's hauntingly real. That's how
Yeah.
Hollywood operates. It's the substance.
But it would be Thursday Murder Club, but everyone like so smooth and shiny with like those kind of fake bum lips, like
Yeah.
just being pushed downstairs. Like someone who looks like one of those plastic surgery people that gets interviewed on a Channel 5 documentary.
Yeah.
Because they're addicted
Like
to
the
it.
woman in the film Brazil.
Yeah. It's the woman in the film Brazil being but real life beaten up by 10 ninjas in an alleyway. And that thing where like they have to fight with like a ladder and they put the ladder on you and spin you around.
Yeah.
Yeah, mad. I mean, we would all watch it.
Exactly.
What is this game? I've never heard of this game before.
I remember this game coming out.
There's quite a few movie-based games like this now where you are just a studio executive and you've got all your various studio lots dotted about.
In a sort of like roller coaster tycoon.
Kind of,
way.
yeah, but
Like
they're all
that
making
kind of-
different movies. So
Yeah.
I mean, and so the turnover's quite high because in Roller Coaster Tycoon, you got a roller coaster, you keep the roller coaster forever.
Yeah.
This is like you're constantly having to freshen things up.
Yeah, by
which is stressful as hell.
cutting into their faces.
yeah.
A friend of mine sent me a couple of Sims ones. She said, the Goth family. Made them all fall in love with me. Woohooed with them all. Brackets age-appropriate characters only, obviously. Made the dad move in with me, dumped him, put him in a room, took out the door, fast forward. And then she said her husband, Adam, had a character he called Doofy McDoof. And he slept with all the NPCs. He particularly enjoyed woohooing with the older characters as he would woohoo until they died from it.
Died from it, like it follows.
Children that were his everywhere, she says. We actually didn't realise at the time our games were joined as we were playing on the same account, and the time was still going in my game when he was playing. He got my character pregnant, had the baby, then had the baby taken off her as I was not controlling the character. I figured this all out when I logged in a week later.
Oh my
The
God.
stuff you've missed.
It's
That's
insane.
like Matthew McConaughey watching the tape in Interstellar, and they're like, so much has happened.
Imagine logging onto that and realising what your husband has done.
Yeah.
There was a comment in the Discord on The Sims that really made me laugh where someone replied to our question and said, "It's simple. Make the Sims wet themselves." But I read it in Heath Ledger's The Joker voice. It's simple. We make the Sims wet themselves.
This is from Fran on the Discord. This is really fucked. When I got The Sims, I would get bored and then become sadistic. I made my Sim fall in love, then kill his partner by trapping them, by removing doors until they died. I then forced the male Sim to live in the room with her ashes, with nothing other than a VR machine. I mean, the excuse is I was young.
I'm sorry, the VR machine is so funny.
It's really fun.
Just that and the ashes.
But that's like that would win the Booker Prize. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like a
It's
late.
a little life.
Yeah. It's a late 20th century, like sci-fi dystopian novel about relationships and grief, and then you go, yeah, just ashes in the VR headset for the memories. You know, like,
Yeah.
oh. It's like her crossed with
It's just her.
What is it? You described it as the duvet wife.
duvet wife.
It's duvet wife.
You go,
Yeah.
you go into VR, duvet husband's there.
Yeah,
You take
yeah.
them off, it's just ashes.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Mine was less evil on The Sims. What I would do is try and get as many like boyfriends, girlfriends as possible, and then invite them all over to a party at the same time,
Fuck, why would you do that?
and then wait for one of them to like flirt with me, and then everybody would slap me. I love slapping.
There's a lot of smacking.
Yeah,
going
you
on.
really like your smackaroni,
Yeah, I'm
don't
in
you?
the game for the smacking.
Now you know you can smack a horse's ass in Red Dead 2. You're going to be straight
I
on
actually
that.
got to go.
Yeah. We should probably get over to the Patreon now because we're getting a bit gripey because we've got our various gripes of the week. If you would like to hear a whole extra episode right now and listen to our entire back catalogue of extra episodes and get an extra episode every single week for just £5 a month, then do please sign up to our Patreon. Also, if you enjoyed the chat here and you're like, hey, I want to have my comments read out as well, then you can sign up to the free tier of the Patreon where you get access to our Discord. In any case, thank you so much for listening to Button Boys. Give us a nice review on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Tell your friends about it as well. You've been Sarah Keyworth. You've been Pierre Novelli. I've been Glenn Moore. Thank you so much for listening or watching. We'll see you next week. And remember, try not to come.
Good luck.
Button Boys.